Hey, what's going on, guys? Shiklan Anime Talk here, and today we're here to talk about our boy Asta, his overwhelming power post time skip, how strong he currently is now, and how strong will he be after this arc. Now, I was planning to do a video talking about the whole light triad, Noelle and Asta all together, but then I thought about it. Let's talk about Asta for today, and then next week we talk about and then the following week we can talk about Noelle. I think that's a really good idea, and a good idea for you guys who just discovered this channel is that if you subscribe to the channel, notification bells on, you'll see those videos right when I upload. That's fair, right? But if you are excited for some Asta talk, leave a like on this video for the algo, and let's get started. Now, the way that people scale Asta post time skip is honestly all over the place. However, there is a majority margin that believe that Asta is already Wizard King level, which that is not something I agree with at all, which I will explain my reasons why. But there's also people that believe that Asta is not even captain level, which is is very absurd. Before the time skip started, Asta was captain level, and if you have Asta beating Real, Kaiser, Gildre, Charlotte, then he is indeed captain level. That's the bar. I wouldn't say Asta is stronger than everybody in the Clover Kingdom, but he beats a lot of the captains. However, back to the notion that Asta is already Wizard King level, meaning that he's on the level of Prime Julius, Licht, Lumiere, and I don't see Asta beating any of them. Now, Kid Julius, he doesn't count because he's weakened, but when it comes to Licht and Lumiere, and you take into account Asta's 5 minutes in his Devil Union form, he's not beating Licht and Lumiere in 5 minutes. It's a crazy thing to say if you believe that.
That is blasphemous! That is blasphemous!
Now, there's more of an argument if we're talking about Stone Lumiere, and we can state Licht because Licht and Lumiere in this whole elf arc, they were weakened. Licht didn't have his grimoire, so he couldn't show out his full power. And Lumiere in a stone state, he was weakened because he couldn't bring out his full power being in that form. However, despite all of that, they were so fast to the point where Zagreus, that high-ranking devil, couldn't react until Lumiere stabbed him. I do believe that those weakened states against Asta in his Devil Union form, they will probably lose. However, the speed of Licht and Lumiere will probably give them an advantage to stay distant from Asta until those 5 minutes is out, and that's when Asta is in his weakened state. However, with Asta in his Devil Union form for 5 minutes, he probably can contend with anybody. And the key that will probably bring him to victory is his upgraded version of his Demon Destroyer sword in his Devil Union state, which is crazy, which we will talk about. But first, let's get into the beginning of this time skip. Asta's power showcase in the Magic Fortress against the Spade Kingdom soldiers, and he fought the captain that was also residing in that place as well. We saw how Asta's strength grew so much that he took out this entire Magic Fortress with all those Spade Kingdom soldiers all by himself. We saw all the capabilities of his swords all on display at the same time. And I remember when we first saw this in the manga, the community went crazy. We were all thinking to ourselves, okay, if Asta is this strong after the time skip, how strong will the captains be? Because Asta came in and took out a stage 0 mage like it was nothing. And when he split that Magic Fortress with Black Divider, I was hyped, but I was more stuck on the fact of how broken Asta's Demon Destroyer was way before Devil Union was even displayed. I remember making a video last year talking about how Asta's Demon Destroyer sword is extremely underrated. But given everything that we saw so far about the Demon Destroyer sword, I think no one is underrating the sword anymore. Skill-wise, I have Asta captain level, but when it comes to his power, I have him on Supreme Devil level. Reason why I say this because Tabata has emphasized on the balance between skill versus power when it comes to matchups in Black Clover. For example, Raya, who is a elf who is loved by mana, has more magic and more mana than Mereoleona. And since we already know that your mana amount is your magic power, which means that Raya has more magic power than Mereoleona, so he's stronger than her in that aspect. However, Mereoleona, her mana amount is not too far off from Raya, and plus she has more skill than Raya. So that means that Mereoleona overall is stronger than Raya because her skill compensates and overlaps his mana amount. In other words, skill beats power in this scenario. Now, there is an opposite scenario in the battle between Yami and Dante. In the words of Dante, Yami is better than him in every aspect. He's a better fighter, he has better skills, he has better IQ as a mage, he is stronger in that aspect. But the only reason why he could not beat Dante, because Dante said to himself, you cannot defeat me because I have this overwhelming power that trumps all, which is his body magic. Yami knew he was going to lose the fight if the fight continued on. That's why he needed help, because he needed Asta's power because his skill wasn't enough, which means in this situation, magic type and also mana amount was the advantage over skill, which is why Yami and Asta together versus Dante evens the playing field. With Asta's power and Yami's skill, they are stronger than Dante together, but we've seen the skill gap that Asta almost got hurt so many times. He said it himself that he feels like he's holding Yami back in this entire fight, because prior to this fight, Asta in his berserk state wasn't enough to defeat Dante at all at 60%. He tried everything he could, but during that time, Dante was just a stronger mage overall, which is why Asta needed an extra buff and made a deal with Liebe, which increases his speed and power of his anti-magic. But even still, and this time, he wasn't stronger than Dante because he wasn't using the true power of his devil. However, Noct showing up, it changed everything about Asta's power. Noct truly believes that with the potential power of Asta's anti-magic, that he can be the ultimate warrior. And I remember when he said this in the captain's meeting, Yuno felt some type of way, which is understandable because Asta and Yuno are very competitive. Noct giving Asta knowledge to perform the devil binding ritual to bring out the true power of anti-magic with him and Liebe uniting, and we saw them unite while he was using the demon slasher katana that left a big cut in that room. And it was crazy, throughout the time skip so far, we have not seen Asta display his katana sword in his Devil Union form. It has been foreshadowed that is very strong, but Tabata has been keeping that a secret. And it has to be for a huge reason, because when Asta performed that attack against Noct, it destroyed his mana zone and also removed his Devil Union form. And Noct said that, "I knew it, he will be the strongest," which means that Asta in his Devil Union form with the Demon Slash Katana, he will be on a whole different level. And I made a video theorizing Asta's potential power in his Devil Union form with the Katana, and if you missed that video, I will leave a card up on the top right hand corner for it. Because Noct saying that Asta will be the strongest after performing that attack with his Katana, it says a lot, and he backed up what he said. The mages in the Clover Kingdom and also a captain like Kaiser could not stop this ancient demon. However, when Asta showed up in his Devil Union form, he was able to stop it. Main reason why is because the ancient demon was a full counter against every mage in the Clover Kingdom because he was absorbing their magic, whereas Asta has no magic, so there was nothing to absorb. However, it took Asta's entire 5 minutes to destroy the ancient demon. We see that from the symbols that are on his chest, the timer, which is why in the next chapter 283, he was already out of his form immediately. However, despite the fact that Asta defeated that ancient demon, we really didn't see anything new when it comes to Asta's overall power post time skip in his Devil Union form. But then we start seeing the display of power of Asta when he went against supreme ranked devils Nama and Lilith. However, they had the speed advantage against Asta in this entire fight. This is the strongest Asta yet. However, he still has his limitations when it comes to speed. Nama and Lilith were not allowing Asta to get close, and we saw that when Asta tried to hit Nama, he vanished. Asta simply couldn't touch them. They were way too fast. But when Asta got close and used his Demon Destroyer sword, which removed all of the magic in the surrounding area, and he got close, that was the game changer, and that's when he went in for the slice against Nama. I feel like a lot of people don't give credit to how strong and how fast Nama and Lilith were, because the way they lost was utterly embarrassing. However, the reason why they lost is key, because this is the way that we properly scale Asta. The moment they realized that Asta's Devil Union form has a timer on it, during the time they refused, they started to run away, and in the words of Asta, he said that "I cannot catch up. It's fast." Their speed was superior to Asta. Asta would have lost to Fused, Nama, and Lilith if it wasn't for Noct showing up and grabbing them and stopping them in their place, and that's what led Asta to get the final blow. Which is why currently when I say Asta's overall power is on a level of Supreme Devil, but his skill is Captain level, because there are a few things that Asta still lacks, which is why I can't even put him at Wizard King level, which is okay because Asta still has room to grow. And when it comes to Asta's growth and power after this arc, I do believe those 5 minutes will extend, because when Asta first used his devil transformation for the first time, he can only use it a few times. We've seen in the tournament, he cannot stay in that form very long. However, as time and the story progressed, he could last longer in his devil form. Noct even told Asta after the battle that it looks like he didn't fully master and complete his Devil Union form yet, which is a foreshadow that Asta will definitely extend the 5 minute mark of his Devil Union form, because when it comes to Noct, there is no time restriction in his form. He can switch to many of his Devil Union forms all at once. He can fuse them. He is a master of Devil Union, and I believe that after this arc, so Asta can truly master his anti-magic powers. Hopefully, in the future, we can see Asta use his anti-magic swords just like Liebe. We know that he can call upon his sword like Thor's hammer, and he can also fly on it, but the way that Liebe used the anti-magic swords had them floating like telekinesis and using them in combat, I would love to see Asta use the exact same thing. I would also love to see you subscribe to the channel with notification bells on if you enjoyed this video. You guys have an awesome life. Take care of yourselves. Stay blessed. And I'm out.